Hello, everyone. This is Ron with ZinoNation episode 41, the post Super Bowl episode. I'm joined by my regular co-host Marcus Crawford tonight. It's just going to be the two of us tonight, no guests. We're just going to kind of hang out with you guys and chat. Hold on, I got sound up on one of my windows. Sorry, guys. It's going to be the two of us tonight, no guests. We're just going to kind of hang out with you guys and chat. I don't know how to turn it down. Sorry, guys. I got sound up on one of my windows. I'm just going to close it. I can't even close the window, Marcus. There we go. Sorry, guys. I was trying to go to monitor the chat on the second screen, but I couldn't. I forgot to turn the sound down, and it wouldn't let me turn the sound down. Anyhow,
what you can do, Rod, just as a tip, you can actually mute that particular if you go to the very bottom of it. But anyway,
yeah. I mean, I think it was freezing on me. I got a freeze on top of everything else. But anyhow, sorry for the technical difficulties. But we're back. We're back for another episode. We call this the post Super Bowl and Groundhog Days episode. When did the Super Bowl and Groundhog's Day happen on the same day? What a day, and what a game last night by the Kansas City Chiefs and head coach Andy Reid. So congrats out to them. And I want to turn this over to my co-host Marcus Crawford. He went to a big Super Bowl party last night, but he's recovered now. Marcus, how have you been? How's your week?
Darn good. And in fact, Ron, that's probably the first Super Bowl I've watched in years. And it was great. I really enjoyed it. And, particularly when you got to that last half of the game and Kansas City really made a comeback there. I really wasn't, worried about which team won. I just was interested in a good game. So that was good. And my favorite commercial, just as you alluded to, was, of course, the Groundhog Day commercial with Bill Murray. I mean, that was just classic. That was really good. The Jeep commercial.
It sure was.
Yeah. Yep. But anyways, as far as drones, Ron, I had an intention to go out and fly the Skydio 2 today.
Oh, the Skydio.
Yeah, but we had winds here, 20 miles sustained winds and 45-mile-an-hour gusts. And I suspect that the Skydio 2 would have been fine in it. I think it would have handled it fine. But with the wind chill factor, it would have been about 20 degrees or so. And you know what? I just didn't feel like going out there.
Well, I had a more success flying today. We had a good day at the Jersey Shore today. And my wife and I, Susan, we rode up to Long Beach Island, which is north of me about 30 miles north. I'm making that up. I don't know. It's north of me, but not that far. And we went to a place called the Barnegat Lighthouse. And I took the Mavic 2 Pro and I got some nice video and stills of the lighthouse. So I'll be posting. We had a beautiful day. Sun was shining. Wind was manageable. So yeah, we had a good day out. But it's February 3rd today, right, Marcus?
Today is the 3rd. Yes, it is.
And I believe we've heard that the Chinese New Year has been extended to the 10th, correct?
Yeah. If you think you're getting your Zino 2 anytime soon, yeah, I'm just thinking it's time to calm down. Hey, I see Chris Hope Chiefs, baby. So congratulations, Chris. Like I said, I wasn't worried about either one of them, honestly.
Chris mentioned that their quarterback, Pat Mahomes, he went to Texas Tech, which I guess is in the same general area as Chris. Chris, are you near Texas Tech University? But anyhow, back to what the point I'm getting to. So the next show will be on the 10th. So when we reconvene next Monday, that will be the day where maybe some Zino 2s will start to be shipped out. And on that note, I want to congratulate one of our, I don't see him in here tonight, but one of our regulars, Bermuda Bob, received his Zino 2 today, and he posted some pictures on the ZinoNation Facebook group. So go over there and check him out. I'm very happy for him.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked that he got his too, and I'm looking forward to seeing him throw some video up.
Now, didn't he lose a Zino 1?
That's right, he did. I forgot about that, Ron.
Yeah,
he sure did.
Zino 1, yeah.
So the battery issue that everybody had with the original Zino he had it. It was out over a lake of all places, and the battery cut out, and boom, into the drink. So he lost his original Zino, and he was pretty down on the Zino for a while, but evidently that $399 in that Zino 2 tempted him. So,
and maybe Hudson knows about his thing. That's why they speed delivered his out to him. Hey, Mike Wright and Chris Hope says that Mahomes is from Whithouse, Texas, about 45 minutes from me. And Mike Wright's saying Lubbock, 300 miles west of Dallas, Fort Worth. So that means anything to Texas people, because Marcus, I believe Texas is a rather large state.
It's fairly good sized. Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to segue from the Zino, the story about the Zino 2, and maybe by next Monday, maybe they start shipping again, maybe not. But I saw a story, and I've seen a couple people post it, so I don't want to give any credit because I'm not sure where I read it first, but it's posted all around. Somebody talked about the coronavirus, which we all read about the coronavirus in China. It's a terrible thing. It's spreading quickly, and a lot of people have died. I think people in the U.S. have even died from it. So it's definitely a serious disease and nothing to be laughed about or taken lightly at all. But but in this article, they talked about receiving packages from China, and if you could possibly receive a box or a package from China and catch the coronavirus from that. Did you see this article, Marcus?
I'll be honest with you. I just looked at the headline, but what I know about viruses, which is not that I know anything, but no, I seriously doubt that you could get it off a box. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Well, if I don't know if I read every page of the article, but I got to the point where they said after about 2 days, they think the virus will no longer live. So, and believe me, if your drone's being shipped from China, it's not getting here in less than 2 days. Yeah, right. So I don't think, if these people are correct, the people that wrote this article, and I believe they're getting this from somebody in the medical, they're quoting somebody in the medical profession. So I don't think we have to worry about our Zino 2s bringing the coronavirus here, unless you have super fast shipping and gets here in less than 2 days, which
that was just our luck when they decided to start overnight shipping from China.
Make sure the corona gets here. Again, we're not trying to make light of this virus at all.
No.
Serious thing. People have died. But I don't think anybody has to worry about getting the coronavirus from their Zino 2 getting delivered. Because we all joke around, it's probably in a slow boat from China. I mean, that thing, that coronavirus, that'll be dead, buried, long before it gets here to the good old USA. So
it'll all be over. So Stephen Ewing is saying that in the chat. The virus dies in 1 or 2 hours, he's saying. So
no chance. Yeah. Thank you for the information, Stephen.
Yeah.
So and I don't think he's in here, but one of my subscribers on my other channel, Stanley Jones, who lives in Colorado, north and west of Denver, I think he told me, he received his Zino 2 on Saturday by the U.S. mail. I think FedEx took it partly, but on the last mile came from the department, so from the postal department. So that's another Zino 2 I can confirm has made it to the U.S. I didn't ask him what his order date was, but interesting enough, I saw Bermuda Bob responded to your post in ZinoNation, and he ordered his after you did. But was it a day later than you, Marcus?
He ordered his a day after I ordered mine, and he I just think it's the lottery over there at GearBest, and he got his, and mine is. I keep telling everybody, Ron, that mine is still in the parts bins in the Hudson factory.
Yeah, and I believe you're right. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, yeah, and which may be a good thing because again, I'm jumping all over the place here. But Blue Skyver, who I asked to be on the show, and he he couldn't come on Monday. He said he could come on a Thursday. So Marcus and I thought, well, we just filmed an episode with him. Well, like he hasn't got back to me, so I don't know if we're actually ever going to get him or not. But he talks to me constantly though. But anyways, he did an update to his Zino 2 before his last flight, and it seemed to very much help his Horizon issue. Did you get a chance to catch that video, Marcus?
Yeah. So I did watch it, and it looks like he had a good flat Horizon. Hey, Ron, I'm seeing that Bruce Mon is in here is saying that he ordered on 12/13, and he says his is on his way. FedEx says it's just south of him in Massachusetts. So,
good, Bruce. I'm glad to hear that. I mean, I'm just glad to hear that they are arriving. The people that ordered them earlier are starting to get them. I think what you said yours was the 11th, and I told you mine was the 15th, right?
Right.
So I'm a couple days behind all you guys, and I checked my status this morning, and mine still sitting at paid. So I don't think mine's coming anytime soon, but I'm glad to see them showing up, and I'm looking forward to everybody. So I like the poor guy in Canada, Blue Skyver. I mean, like it's great he got it early. He ordered not from GearBest, but from Alibaba.
Alibaba, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I too many L's or I's in there for me something. But he problem is he's always flying in the worst weather conditions. He hardly ever has any sun. It's usually snowing. Now, besides him updating his firmware and getting a straight Horizon, do you think that leg extension he put in the drone maybe cured his Horizon tilt? Maybe it kept it more level?
I kind of doubt that. That was an interesting contraption he built to go underneath that the drone. What I was concerned when I saw it, honestly, Ron, was that it would affect the downward facing sensors. It seemed to fly all right if you watched his video, but yeah, I don't think I would want anything that's within sight of those optical flow sensors or the time of flight sensors. You wouldn't want to mess with those.
Oh, so I could cross you off for buying the Blue Skyver long landing extension leg kit.
It was an interesting, and he actually showed him building it, and yeah, it was interesting, but yeah, no, I probably won't be buying that kit, Ron.
Well, I know when you get it, you're going to be testing out the hand launching capabilities of it, and I'll be testing out the landing pad capabilities of it. But the funny thing is, I noticed Blue Skyver when we always kind of like cringed when he would land it and take off in the snow. And I saw he built that nice landing kit for it, and then he took off a landing pad.
Right.
So he was like wearing he's like belt and suspenders, right?
Yep.
Landing pad and landing kit.
I don't want to change. I'm sorry to change the subject here, but I just saw something, Ron, that we should probably bring up. Bermuda Bob commented on Facebook that because you asked him if he was going to be in the chat on the show tonight, and evidently he is in the ER with his wife. So don't know what's going on, but whatever it is, you're in our thoughts, Bob, if you watch this on the replay.
So send prayers out to Bermuda Bob for him and his wife and family. And if anything we can help out, do for you, please reach out to us. We'll try to, help out any way we can.
Yeah, just happened to see that, and so I thought
Thank you, Marcus.
Talking to people here that know him, and we see him in the chat all the time, and he posted it on Facebook, so I figured it would be okay to talk about it.
Yeah, thank you. And also we want to wish Fred Al Duran a speedy recovery from his knee replacement surgery. I meant to reach out to him in the past week, and I didn't get around to it, but I hope everything's going well, and I will reach out to Al this week, and maybe he'll even be up to coming on the show since he's probably not moving around too good, but as long as he can get to his computer.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about that as well. And yeah, Al is really a good guy, and he's been a great friend of the show. We've had him on a number of times, and yeah, I wish him nothing but the best.
Michael Wright says Hubson website now says Zino 2 shipping on the 15th. Now that's Hubson's website, okay, and almost all of us ordered from GearBest because Hubson. Well, somebody's told me they shipped a few up, but I never actually visited Hubson website and never saw it for sale.
It was, Ron. There was about, 2 or 3 days that it was live on the Hubson website. So
good to know. Yeah. Ethan Mitchell, hello. But Ethan Mitchell says, "What's up, fellas? We'll see. Hopefully, we'll see Ethan Wednesday night on Drone Therapy with Bill Thomas and John Coopy and myself. We'll returning after like a 1 week hiatus, but we'll be back this Wednesday and back and better than ever."
Yeah, I see Daniel Taormina is saying that he got his from GearBest as well, and I can't remember.
Did his arrive today?
Did yours arrive or not? I'm trying to remember.
Oh, he said, I see his comment back about 10 comments. My Zino 2 is 3 days away from delivery. Order him the 13th.
I thought I saw something. Okay, good. That's great to hear. I'm just tickled to death that people are starting to get them in hand. So that's awesome. And guys like Daniel are going to do great reviews. So it'll be good to see.
It really will be. And
I forgot Chad's got one on the way as well.
Chad B's got one. Oh, good. I mean, again, you can't tell. It's not Blue Skyver's fault. It snows every day in his videos. But I mean, I watch L3 Toys videos, and one of his most recent one where he flies by that flag, I guess the flag of his country, and you see the colors and the details on that flag. I mean, I'm really getting psyched about the video out of this thing. But from some of his flights, and that poor guy too, even though he's in Malaysia, someplace with a good climate, it seems like he always has like clouds or it's always on the verge of rain. But he finally had a sunny day, and the video really popped. And he did a night flight in it too, and the night flight looked good too. I mean, I'm not much on night flight. I'm not saying anything's bad, anything's wrong with it. I just don't do it, whatever, so I don't get hyped up over night flying. But I know you people do, and that's all good.
Yeah, in fact, we discussed this earlier today, Ron, that the only time I really get excited about night flying is to look at fireworks. Other than that, 4th of July, it's kind of fun to throw the drone up and look at your neighborhood and seeing all the fireworks going off. Other than that, night flying doesn't hold much of it's nothing I was ever terribly interested in.
Mike Wright said he ordered his on GearBest on 12/27, still on pay. Aiden Hill from down under in New Zealand, he ordered a Zino 2 from the Hubson website.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see. I ordered mine on the 11th of December. Yeah, I mean, I just think it's kind of a crapshoot a little bit with particularly some of those Chinese vendors. So. Yeah.
John Jonesfry said order his on the 16th. Daniel said you pronounce his last name perfectly. Daniel, I'm not gonna try it because I don't. Since Marcus did so well, I'm not gonna mess it up. So we're just gonna stay. I'm going with Daniel T. But yeah. No, I mean that's exciting here. It's exciting here. So many people are starting to get them, or they're going to get them in a few days. Hello, Steve Carpenter. How are you tonight? Glad to see you in the house with us.
Hey, TDR is here too. I just hey, John Coopy's here. Hey,
John Coopy. Hello, John. Brian. Johnson, when does GearBest finally lose the exclusive? Well, they never technically. I mean, technically they had it, but they didn't really have it since Hubson was selling ones out the back door. The sellers on AliExpress and whatever. So their exclusive wasn't exclusive as GearBest thought it was.
Now hold it, Coopy. You're the guy that has the Banggood connections. Come on, you're supposed to be telling us,
Mr. Banggood. Yeah. Marcus, I think you want to talk a little bit about that. You made a couple of videos. One really nice video where you showed the Mavic Mini doing different return to home modes, and you showed me a couple things. You schooled me in a couple things I didn't know when you moved the like the pin around on the map to have it land on that certain spot. You want to go in a little bit of detail on some of the lesser known return to home methods of the our favorite. Could you call it our favorite drone of 2018, the little Mavic Mini?
Well, it's sure been a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun with it, Ron, and I think you have too. And it's the Mavic Mini is when we went through all the consternations of ordering that thing, you remember all of that heartache that we went through when we were trying to get that deal in. But just as I had predicted, once you get it in hand, all that's out the window. You're just happy to have the drone, and it's fun to fly. And it has been a really gratifying drone to fly. But to what you're talking about, Ron, with return to home, is that the Mini does have a few tricks up its sleeve that aren't well known. And so I demonstrated them in that video, and that video has been pretty well received. And I hope it helps people. Particularly what I'd like to do in those videos is help new flyers, to help them understand, we've all been flying drones for a while, and we think of things like return to home and those kind of tools that are on all of our drones. We understand them fairly well and kind of take them for granted. But you got to understand, a lot of people that are buying that Mavic Mini, that maybe their very first drone, so this is all new to them. So I was trying to talk to that crowd, and then veterans alike that have been flying for a while. But what you can do with the Mini, when you go into that safety tab in the menu and you click down, and I think it says return to home settings or something like that. I don't remember exactly what the verbiage is, but you click on that and it brings up a little map. And in that map, you can actually reset the home point. It'll show you a little dot where the drone is, and you can literally drag it over to where you want to reset the home point. And in that video, I was out at Heroes Park, and I drug it over to the middle of the basketball court and hit the return to home. And then I hoofed it out there to the basketball court with my GoPro camera on a tripod. And sure enough, it landed right where I told it to in that app. But the other thing that they have in there that I think is even handier is that that you can tell it to return to home to wherever the controller's at. So for instance, you might be flying your drone and you're kind of going for a hike, you're walking, and you end up someplace different from where you took off from. You can reset the home point to the controller, so that drone is going to come right back to wherever you're at. And so it's kind of a handy thing. The other thing you can do in that same box, that same map, if you click on the little icon that looks like an arrowhead, the drone will simply land in place. But the easier way to do that is when you hit return to home, there's the two circles come up on the screen. One of them, you hold it down for return to home. The one to the left of it just says land, and so you could just hit that and it would land in place. A couple of things that I didn't speak to in that video that I should have, and I regret, is that people also need to understand that the Mini has a 20-meter distance. So if it is closer to the home point than 20 meters, in other words, it needs to be further than 20 meters out before return to home will work. If you're closer than 20 meters and you hit return to home, the drone will simply land in place. So that could be an issue if you're by a lake or a river or something. And don't forget that if you want to initiate return to home, make sure it's more than 20 meters away. And then the other thing that I should have brought up, and I didn't, is that, and this is particularly important with the Mini because it does not have any obstacle avoidance features on it. You can, even while the drone is in return to home, you can hit the throttle to speed it up. It comes back in P mode, and I actually confirmed that in the manual. 8 meters per second is its top speed in return to home. But you can manually hit that throttle, and it will speed up faster than that. And you can also steer it while it's in return to home too. So if you see it coming back and there's a tree in the way or something, you can steer it. You can literally steer it around the tree. So anyway, of course, I guess if you could do that, you might as well just fly it home manually, right? But anyway, it's just good to know that stuff is there.
Yeah, right. I mean, for testing purposes, people test anything. But if a drone's 20 meters away from me, I'm not even thinking about hit return to home. I'm just flying it back.
Yeah, but there again, Ron, I think what I was a lot of people that particularly buy that mini are a lot of them it's their first drone, so that's why that stuff is important. And I wish I had put that in that video.
Yeah. See, DeMarco's in here with us tonight. Hello, DeMarco, our guest last week. Mr. Arkansas, he had a nice day this weekend. He was out flying. I believe he had the Evo out.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook.
I did see that too. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So Ron, what did you said you got out and flew a little bit today. What drone were you flying?
Well, I took the Mavic 2 and the Scudia with me, but I didn't get to do a whole lot of flying. I only flew the Mavic 2 Pro, basically because I was trying to get real good pictures of my lighthouse. It's my best camera drone, and I didn't really need to avoid anything with the Scudia. So the Mavic 2 is getting a lot of it, and I didn't know about the wind. The wind picked up a little bit, so it's also my best wind drone too. I think you'd probably concur with that, right? With the Mavic 2 series.
That thing, like I said, I tested that coming back from Montana one time. Sarah and I were driving back from Montana, and we made several stops along the way, and it was one of those just ultra windy days, and we were up in the mountains, and every place we stopped there was a bunch of wind. That Mavic 2, you just didn't even know it. I think I posted it in one of my videos. I think the wind resistance number on the Mavic 2, it's like 38 miles an hour or something like that. Don't quote me on that exact number, but it's way up there. I'd have to go look it up again. But it is just amazing in the wind. And it also has a higher tilt, so it will literally drop its nose into the wind and get a better angle, so that it can power through the wind a little better.
Of course, it could have competition once the Zino 2 arrives.
Yeah. Hey, so Jaybird brought something up here too that's important. So yeah, I'm glad. Thank you for bringing that up. Is many times when you're doing a firmware update, you need to reset your return to home altitude. That doesn't just apply to the Mavic Mini, but almost all your drones. So yeah, thank you very much, Jaybird, for bringing that up.
Good point. I did a video last week where I just had happened to have the box right here, where I reviewed the new PGY Tech suction cup mount for I'm going to say for your GoPro, but you can actually mount anything to it, really. And you got it in too. And I was bombarded for the past month. My feed's been bombarded by videos of ads of this thing, people sticking it on the outside of cars, everything, and it's staying on. So I said I gotta have that. So last week I got it in last week, and I had a nice day on Wednesday or Thursday last week. So I did stick it on the outside, wasn't in my car, but I actually did play it safe. I put my waterproof case on my Hero 7 in case of help, but that thing stuck on real good. I mean, I only drove. I could only drove 20. The speed limit is 25 in my town, sure here. But I mean, I had a bunch of potholes where doing road construction. That thing never moved or whatever. So that's gonna be a fun little thing to have, because you put them inside your car, but that's so good because the video that you get the reflection off the mirror. If your windshield's dirty, it doesn't look good. Stick on the outside of the car, you put like a Hero 7 or 8 on there, that video is going to look awesome. And no matter the road bumps and shake the road, the video still looks smooth. That's how good the stabilization is on the modern day Hero 7 8 prod. So Marcus found, I think I paid $49, but Marcus found it for $39 on Amazon. So I updated my link or whatever to the cheaper one. So I mean, I know it's expensive for suction cup. You can buy them for under $10, but I mean, believe me, when this thing's on there, it's on there. Check the video out. And I
want everybody to know that it was Ron's video that got me to buy it, and I used his link. So
and also the same day I tested out, again, I'm talking about non-drone things, but most of us reviewers we use non-drone products to make our videos. So just quickly, I reviewed a new product called Double Take. It's an app by a company called Filmic Pro that makes like the king of the mobile movie filming apps for mobile devices such as the iPhone and your premium Android phones. And what this app does is allow you to choose 2 of the 4 cameras that your phone has. Of course, the selfie cam, the wide angle, the super wide, and the zoom. So I have other apps that do the same thing, like Mixcam, but one of them had to be the selfie, and the other camera could be any of the other things. But as Brian Singleton pointed out in his latest video, which I didn't point out, you can actually use 2 of the front-facing cameras at the same time. Like you could use the zoom and the wide angle at once. Marcus is demoing on the screen here at the same time. You record it all. So, but anyhow, it's good for us YouTubers and reviewers to be walking along, talking into the back camera, recording us, but yet showing our drone flying or our location. So, and this Double Take app is free. It's a free download on iOS or the Android store. I think they're going to roll it into Filmic Pro app at some point, which is, I believe Marcus told me it's on sale for like $14.99 now. But I mean, it's incredible value. It's one of the best apps out there. So anyhow, check my video out that I posted last week. Brian Singleton, True Drone Reviews, he posted a video this week. He showed stuff that I didn't show. So if you watch both of them, you kind of get a good idea of what the app can do and how it can help you make a certain type of review video, or even like a travel video where, again, you got a talking head shot of you and you're showing your scenery. Like I was on the boardwalk, I was showing the sunset, but yet you were seeing my face. I don't know, did you take a look at it, Marcus? What do you think?
Yeah, so I was going to say, I was thinking about making a review video, Ron, because I discovered something that both you and Brian missed.
Oh.
So it's got the 3 modes. So you can either put it in picture-in-picture mode. And by the way, if you got a camera like a phone like the iPhone 11 Pro, you got a choice of the 3 cameras on the back side of the phone and the one camera, the front-facing camera. So you really have a choice of 4 cameras that you can pick from. But there's also what they call a discrete mode. And
right.
In discrete mode, it literally, when you're looking at the picture, it shows picture-in-picture, but it creates 2 separate files on the phone, so you can use them in a video. So where that would be handy is, for instance, you had one in super wide and the other one in telephoto, and you then have 2 separate videos that you could use however you felt like you wanted to in an edit. So it was.
I knew the discrete mode was on it, but I had no idea what it was. So I just passed right over. I said, well, I don't know what this does. But
yeah,
that makes perfect sense. So in post, you have 2 different high definition feeds you could choose from in post.
Exactly right.
So if I wanted to film, I didn't know what I really wanted at the end. I just filmed both, and I got both at the end. Yeah, that's a great feature.
Yeah, that's huge, particularly if you think about how sometimes you want to zoom in on something, and then when you're editing that video, you could show the wide angle version, and then when you wanted to show a subject of something, you could show the zoom version of it. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Hey, while we've been jabberjawing here, Bill the Drone Viewer says he found a way to live stream from the Mavic Mini.
I watched his video. It's pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
He learned it from Chad.
Chad.
Yep. Yeah. Anybody that missed Chad's video, you need to go to his channel and look at it. He took the Fimi X8 SE and he did a live stream. I can't remember if it was Saturday or Sunday, but I didn't get to watch it live, Chad, but I definitely watched the replay, and that was pretty good.
Well, good. I can't wait to see it and check it out. I'm not much of a live streamer, but I'd still like to check it out.
Yeah. So Chad said that was Saturday. So where it was cool. It was a location. It almost looked like Chad, I mean, help me out here. It looked like you were almost like on a pier or something, but it was a wooden kind of a place set up, and he launched from that, and then he went way out over a bay or a river. I'm not sure which, but he took that drone way out there. It was pretty cool.
Wow. Yeah. Change the subject. I saw that the DJI Go 4 app got an update a couple days ago. The app did. Did you notice that, Marcus?
I didn't notice that.
I don't know the version number, but it did get an update for iOS.
Got you.
I'm not saying it did for Android, but I can only speak to the iOS version. Got an update, and I don't think it was any big added features or whatever. I don't think it was a long list of fixes or whatever, but it did get an update in case anybody wants to grab an update. And the Free Flight 6 app for the Paranofi got an update over the last couple of days also.
I did see that one, and the notes on it just said that it made it more stable. Am I correct, Ron?
Yeah, it was more stable. A couple odd things. Again, no showstoppers. These aren't major updates or whatever. But if you'd like to keep your drones up to date, you can. Well, these are, I don't even know if they're firmware updates, but they're app updates.
Yeah,
maybe accompanied by firmware updates also. And when I flew my Mini last time, Marcus, I never did update. You did that update video. People got on you for doing it late. I looked at mine. I still haven't updated my Mini because I don't fly. I don't fly any place where I have to unlock anyway, so it doesn't really, it doesn't jazz me up that I can unlock to fly because I don't fly in restricted areas anyways. But I'll get around to it one of these days.
Yeah, it's probably worth it. I'm trying to remember what else they added to that. There were some things on there that were worth the update. Hey, I see. So Chad is saying where he was at there. So Nabisco Creek Boardwalk. So I knew it looked like a boardwalk. That was the word I was trying to think of, Ron, and I couldn't think of it.
Okay, he was in wetlands.
Yeah, in Woodbridge, Virginia. So
what if that's anywhere near Allen, Virginia?
I don't know, but it was a neat spot to fly from. You could tell he just headed right out over the water with it.
I got to catch that video and build. I got a double feature to watch tonight.
Yeah. Hey, so Ron, I want to talk a little bit about what my project was today. And while I didn't get out to fly, I did pull this guy out of the box for the full.
Is that the Skydio beacon controller?
It is the beacon, and so what my intention was, I wanted to fly with the beacon today with the Skydio. I never have. I've had that Skydio since before Christmas. Haven't flown with the beacon yet, so I was going to take it out and do that. But I got it all charged up, and this thing, it looks like there's some pretty cool stuff you can do with it. So I'm looking forward to getting a chance to do that.
Now, we have a little update on the Skydio since the last show. Our friend of the channel, Billy Kyle, he flew his Skydio at the bogs in New Jersey.
Cranberry bogs.
Cranberry bogs. Thank you. I kept wanting to say cherry bogs. Yeah, cranberry bogs in New Jersey, and he had a little incident where his friend Steve, I think it's Steve the photographer, was driving his car. He had the Skydio file, and they were both inside the car, and Billy had his beacon and his phone connected to the drone. And at one point, the drone it was doing great. And at one point, it got lost in the trees, and Billy had to go get it out. And then all of a sudden, it went from the land over the ocean and dived in the water. And the good news is Billy's they're already agreed to send Billy a replacement to it. But my thing I observed in the video before it did that, Billy's drone had lost connection to the beacon. It was saying it on the screen, and I'm wondering if that could have somehow been the cause of it. Because again, I did notice it was disconnected to the beacon, and I've only used the beacon one time, and I had a hard time getting it to find me. And I was using it in conjunction with the phone, like everybody says to do. But I've learned a trick. Somebody said you hit that red button in the middle if it can't find you, and that will help it locate you. But I'm wondering if part of Billy's issue was becoming disconnected with the beacon.
Yeah, it could be, Ron. So if we want to talk about this, let me make sure I get on the right part of my screen here so I know what I'm pointing at. And I have it centered here somewhat. So Ron, about the red button at the bottom here. So this blue button in the middle is the one you take off with. The red button is the one that you land or tell it to hover. the plus and minus, you can get it to raise an altitude or lower an altitude, and the arrows are for scrolling through the menu on the screen there, but also for telling it which you can steer it with that, or when it's in follow me mode, you can tell it what angle you want it to be pointing at you.
Yes. Again, I'm far from an expert on the beacon. I used it one time, maybe a month ago, and I'm not saying good, bad, or whatever. It's just, it was a one time, and it was kind of a, I've never used a device like that, so it was kind of a learning experience, and I wasn't learning too quickly. And it flies so darn well with the controller that, I just haven't gone back to beacon, because when I go out and fly, I really want to fly. I don't want to get out there and burn a whole battery, fooling around trying to get to work with a beacon. And again, it's just me, my inexperience, my not having patience with it. Again, it's just it flies so darn easy with that controller. And I'm even thinking if Billy would have had the controller, I'm thinking he may not even had that dump in the water. And it's pure speculation on my part. I'm sure Billy did everything right, but again, it just seemed odd to me that when he lost connection to the beacon, that that's right seconds before it dumped itself in the drink there.
Yeah, anybody that hasn't watched that video yet in the chat, you need to get in and see that, because it's a fascinating video. And boy, you can tell when he gets to that point, because he kind of gives it up, and man, oh man, your stomach definitely churns around a little bit when you watch that thing take a dive into the water. But Ron, I wanted to touch on your point, and that is, you know what? For flyers like you and flyers like me, and I suspect flyers like Bill Thomas at Coast to Coast Drones, we're going to be flying with that controller probably 90% of the time we use that drone. But I do like the option of having the beacon and being able to use that from time to time. So it's gonna be fun just to mess around with. And that's the one thing that you've said many times, Ron, that really strikes a chord with me, is that the Skydio is many things, and there's a lot of criticisms of it here and there, founded or unfounded. But the one thing about it is it's really, really fun to fly. So, and that's why we do this, right? Is to have fun. So
exactly. Bill Thomas says he paid for a Skydio and he still hasn't even got tracking yet. Now, Mark, here's a funny story. Marcus and I both got our emails the same day in December, and Marcus fulfilled his order like an hour or so before me. Yet I got my tracking information within 24 hours, and I got my drone almost a week before you.
Yes, something like that. Yeah,
strange. It was, definitely was a strange situation.
Well, I ordered a crap load of stuff with mine too. I ordered a bunch of batteries and things, so I don't know if that affected it or not. But hey, Gorilla Man's got a question I want to answer.
Yes, let's go.
I'm going to put my phone up.
I'm let me highlight it here, Marcus, and I'll read Gorilla Man's question. Gorilla Man says, was the name of the double camera app Double Take Pro? No.
It just says Double Take.
It just says Double Take. And it's hard to find, Gorilla Man. In the iOS store, I had to actually go in a search thing and find it. It's not. I couldn't find it just by tapping Double Take in. Well, Double Take's one word. Yeah, one word on the App Store.
I also wanted to bring up Mixcam. So if you see that other icon up in the corner there, Mixcam.
The one I tested out at in Texas.
It's similar. It's not as sophisticated. And I paid the $2.99 to get the version of it without ads. But Mixcam works really good too. What it will not do that Double Take does is the discrete files.
And also, you can on Mixcam, one of the cameras has to be the selfie cam. You can't choose two of the front facing cameras.
Yeah, good point, Ron. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, Mixcam 1 is the front facing. So yeah, that's the only choice you have. One of them always has to be the front facing.
So you'll find a Gorilla Man. It's not easy to find, but you'll get it. Keep searching. It's in there.
Yeah. Anyway, Hopefully that helped.
Yeah, hope we're helping somebody here tonight.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So again, it's kind of a strange time right now. Again, the groundhog. Did Pete? What Phil? Did Phil see his shadow in Idaho?
Well, so they got a groundhog. Believe it or not, they do this in Boise too at the zoo. They got a groundhog named Bill or Pete. No, I think his name is Pete. But anyway,
Phil's.
He didn't see
Johnny Phil.
Well, I know Puxatawny Phil is back in Puxatawny,
Western PA, someplace.
Yeah, Western PA, but this one is right here in Boise, and I don't think either one of them saw their shadows. So
we got springs right around the corner then. So we're going to get early spring right when the Zino 2 shows up, right? For most of it.
Yep. Hey, I'm going to take a second, Ron. I'm going to look in the App Store, see if I
can't find it.
Yeah, see if we can help.
Okay. And in the meantime, I'm gonna kill time by saying here that our good friend Parks and Tech, who was in here earlier, that's Josh. Josh received his egg drone, his double 0000 egg drone that was previewed at CES. And I believe Marcus even held the egg drone.
I did. Hey, let me show. I found it here, so I want to hold this up for. Can you see that?
Hold it back a little bit. It's all white.
It's blowing it out, isn't it?
Yeah, blowing it out.
Yeah. Gosh darn it. Maybe if I hold it. Yeah, there
you go. There you go.
Double take my film.
Oh, yep. Is Girl Band on Android or iOS, Marcus?
He has both.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's got it all. He got all bases covered.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. So you were talking about the
the 00 Robotics. Is that the name of the egg company?
No, 00 is the one that's doing the V-copter.
Oh, yeah, correct me. What's the name of the company that makes the waterproof egg?
Pro something. Doggone it. I'd have to go look it up.
Well, don't look up. Well, let me cut to the chase. So Josh Parks and Tech has it, and he even told us he got a flight in, and I've already been negotiating behind the scenes to have Josh come on the show next week, and we're going to feature the egg drone next week. You pretty excited, Marcus, to get the waterproof egg on the show?
Hey, let me tell you, that was a cool. The only thing that's weird about that drone is the shape, but it's got some pretty cool features. And should we talk about it a little bit for people that aren't familiar?
Yeah, and let's give them like a little preview right at the top. That I think it's a lot of it's stuff like the camera is up to date on like the Zero drone, which kind of has an older camera on it.
Yeah, so Bill Thomas is saying Power Vision, and he's absolutely correct.
Thank you, Bill.
Power Vision is the name of the company. But the center part of the drone, they have a little handle you can put on it, and it works like a camcorder. You can use it separately without the legs, without the arms for the quad, and you can use it as a video recorder.
I could go back to the 80s, like having a big camcorder up here.
Well, it is kind of like that, but it also has tracking on it too. So you can tell it to track an individual or something, and it will keep them in center of frame. So I can see where that would be handy, right? If you got kids in sports that you're trying to video and so forth, and plus it appears to be pretty high quality video.
So it'll track even not flying, just holding a handheld. It'll still do the tracking.
Yeah, and they had kind of an interesting demonstration of that at CES. They had this area set aside with, let me say, some very attractive young ladies doing various athletic things, swinging on a swing, doing yoga, and a few other things. And they had all these. They had a bunch of Power Eggs around it, Power Egg X, that you could pick up, and you could demonstrate the tracking with it. So anyway, it worked. But then, of course, you can use it like a regular drone. You attach the legs to it. It's got a controller. You can fly it, and it has all the usual, typical automated features that we're used to. But then, like Stephen Ewing is talking about, there's also a cover that you can put over the top of it, a clear plastic cover that's waterproof that clips over the top of it. And then they also, then in conjunction with that, they have floats that you can put on the landing gear. They look like styrofoam, and you can, and it's waterproof. So they had a demo there at CES where they literally had a shower, and they're flying this drone underneath this shower of water, and it was doing fine. So the only thing that I'm sure is that plastic, as water dripped down with it, I'm sure it would obscure the camera somewhat, no question about it. But I'm thinking about flying it when it's snowing or something like that. It'd probably be pretty cool. And then but if you're a boater with those floats on it, you can actually land it in the water as well. So I'm thinking where that would be handy is the guys like the kayakers, the fishermen and stuff like that use those kayaks. You're out there, you could take off and land it right next to you when you're out there doing that.
How about if you were in the cranberry bogs?
If you were in the cranberry bog out there with your big hip waders on, or chest waders is what those guys use. If you've ever seen the cranberry bogs, yeah, you could be out there and you could have that drone right next to you, take off, land. Now, the only thing that I just thought of is I do not believe, in fact, I'm sure the remote control is not waterproof. So that might be an issue.
Okay, so don't go on a boat, stay on land.
Yeah.
Now, one question, Marcus, when the young ladies were doing the yoga in the booth, did you jump in there and show them some of your yoga moves?
Boy, would that have been embarrassing, huh? Yeah.
Did you bring you forgot your yoga mat?
I absolutely did. Senator Perry is saying the controller is waterproof. So
thank you for that.
Yeah.
And Grown Man says his phone's too old for the app.
Oh, that's what's going on there. Doggone it. Yeah.
The 24 inches, but waterproof. Yeah, 20. That's pretty. 24 inches is pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Charles waterproof. Yeah, we got. Maybe we should have ordered that one instead. Well, you said at the show you were more fascinated with that than you were like the Zero drone. What's the Zero drone called?
The V copter.
The V more than the V copter, something, or even the what's the real expensive drone called? The one that costs $3,600.
Oh, the not Evolution, Evolve. The Evolve.
Yeah, and not because the Evolve's not good. It's just kind of out of our price range.
Well, and it's beyond. It has capabilities that are way beyond anything that somebody like me would use, Ron.
Right.
I think you probably would because you're a camera guy. But
I don't need the capabilities to film a Hollywood movie. I mean, I'm just making, I'm flying by a lighthouse. I don't, I mean, like it's like it's like me buying the world's most expensive Canon Nikon camera to take a simple picture. I mean,
that's a great analogy. But what I want people to understand is, man, I'm telling you, the workmanship, that is a beautiful drone. I mean, that's like the Rolls Royce of drones, I'm going to say. I mean, the carbon fiber weave on that, I mean, it's a freaking amazing looking drone. So, and
of course, you saw the other drone, the Autel Evo 2. Do we have any updates on the Autel Evo 2 from last week's show? We still don't know anything outside of it's been delayed by a quote software bug.
Yeah, so I didn't get I did get a chance to handle the Evo 2, and I got to see it. They had it flying in a cage and so forth, and it looks like an interesting product, but it is an incremental improvement beyond our like our Mavic 2s. I mean, it does bring something to the table, but it's incremental. So yeah, I mean, and also 8K video and 6K video, it's that there again, I think is beyond what most of us, we don't even have computers that can handle that. I know, you can say that if you're filming in 8K, you can zoom in on an area and get better, look better. But yeah, I think for most of us, it's probably overkill. So
back to the point that of all these drones, maybe that egg is the most interesting one of the bunch. And what it was very affordable without the waterproof kit. The waterproof kit bumped it up to be in a little higher tax bracket, right?
Yeah, $899 for just the drone, and that you could remove the legs and use it as a camera. But then to add the waterproof and the floats, I think was $11.99 or $12.99. I don't remember which.
Well, I mean, as far as camera drone, its camera specs were up to snuff, especially for the $899 price point. Now, did it have good range and good flight time?
Ron, I don't remember those specs.
Why even guess? We're going to have Joshua next week, and he's going to break all this information down for us. So, no use of even struggling.
Yeah.
Jay Bird wants update on the Mavic 3. You tell us.
Yeah.
Go to Bill the Drone Reviewer. He's got all the Mavic 3 updates. Oh, John of Drones is with us tonight. How are you? He's the man that won the Evo 2 contest at CES. I mean, he wasn't there, but they did one related to CES, and he won it. And he's waiting for his Evo 2, but he got delayed just like the rest of the customers. Nobody ever says the latest drone is too fast or flies too close to things. And I love John Drones is the best icon of anybody. The Donald Sutherland picture from Kelly's Heroes, one of my favorite movies as a kid.
Yeah, that's a great movie. Yeah.
In fact, when this show's over, maybe I'll go watch Kelly's Heroes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bill Drone Review saying summer of 2020 Mavic 3. Take it to the bank, folks.
Yeah.
But hey, they may say summer of 2020, but after delays, it'll be fall of 2020, right, Marcus?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is you just don't know. I mean, that's we've had that discussion a few times. Is wouldn't it be fun to be able to order a drone and have it show up when they say it's gonna, Hey,
let me play with Bill the Drone Reviewer. Hey, Bill. I don't want you to predict when they're going to announce the Mavic 3. Here, predict when the Mavic 3 will reach when will the first Mavic 3 reach the hands of a paying customer? That's the only question I want to, Marcus. I don't care when it's announced or when somebody says it's going to ship. When will the new product reach the hands of somebody that paid for it?
That's right.
That's the only date I'm interested in.
Yeah, I agree.
Every other date's just a date. Doesn't mean anything if you can't actually get it.
Yeah.
That's John Jones
out with the Zino 2 right now.
Right. Well, I mean, again, we do know people that have it, so I mean, it's real now. It's coming.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, no, there's people that have it right now. So hopefully soon. Yeah.
Oh, Bill Jones says he met our Zino this summer.
Yeah.
Nice is August 2020. Yeah. Greg's here with us tonight. He got a Zino 2 on Saturday. Battery and controller charged up. Say it. Congrats, Greg Traveler. Happy day. Let's give a big hand.
That's awesome.
That's great news. Awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully next week you can come on and give us a skinny on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Looking forward to that.
What was it worth the $399?
Hey, Ron, I need just a second. I'm going to be off screen here for just a second.
Okay, I will keep the ball rolling here. So, sorry, I know we didn't have the most exciting show tonight. It wasn't a whole bunch of news tonight. We didn't get a guest, but we're trying to get Josh lined up for next week's show so he can talk about that egg drone. And so we're going to have a bunch of information next week. And hopefully, maybe some Zino 2 start to ship next Monday, which is the 10th.
Yeah, we can.
I wonder if they are changed in the White House in November that the Chinese tariffs will be removed. Well, that is a good question. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Girl Man Dow CJ release any more Mavics? Let's see here. Oh, Greg's flying in the morning.
Yeah, good. So we look forward to that, Greg. So Ron, are you got anything planned? What are your plans for the near future? You got any flights coming up?
Well, we got a lot of rain coming this week. That's why I got the flight in today. So I'll be editing that video. And I got more good pictures than I did video, but I got some decent videos. So I'm kind of mostly going to be in the editing room. Most week kind of rained in. It is early February here, one of the worst times of the year in this part of the country. Coming the coldest weather here is as the end of January, beginning of February. So I don't have a whole lot going on. I'm gonna update the Anafi, do those updates on it, and see what that's all about. Because we know that the Anafi is a pretty good price on Amazon right now. You can get a refurb for a little bit over $400. And I saw the Flymore kit with the case and the extra batteries is also in a refurb for what, $599.
Ron, I heard about that new price, and I'm going to look it up right now as we speak here.
So we talk about all these new drones, but the Anafi is still definitely a contender. I mean, if you again, it's got range issues, but all Wi-Fi drones have some sort of range issues. But if you're not a range jockey and you need to fly miles away, it's a good camera drone. Ethan Mitchell will tell you he's tested it, he's used it professionally. So it's still a solid buy out there.
Yeah, Ron, I'm going to ask you for the screen for a second here.
Okay. Let's see, screen share. All right, we're ready. Okay, here we go. Share.
So hopefully you're seeing the Anafi there.
No, we're just seeing your screen a whole bunch of times.
Oh, okay. So we'll have to do this a little differently then. Hang on here. Okay, how about now?
Yeah. Hold on. We got it.
Okie dokie. So this is the Anafi, and if you see right in the middle of the screen here, they got it for $409.99, $410 for that drone. It just blows my mind.
Now that price mark is now. How do you rate it against the competition at that price?
Yeah. So really, gosh, if you're going to compare this, if you're talking about the Zino 2, well, the Zino 2, I guess, would have range on it, and 60 frames per second instead of 30. But boy, there's a lot of features on this Anafi, and it is a
and mention it has a lot of features, and they all work.
And they all work
properly. They all work the way they should.
And the camera can look straight up as well as straight down, and you never have props in your shot. So that's just worth considering for anybody that's looking for a drone. And then
it's got that 100 bit rate that, well, the Zino 2 and the newer drones have. It had that 100 bit rate almost 2 years ago, or a year and a half or more ago. So
yeah.
So if you put a good memory card in that, your video is going to come out looking real good.
So the extended here, I just clicked on it, Ron. It comes with 2 additional batteries, so 3 batteries total, carrying bag, and additional blades. So yeah,
and I believe that used to sell for, was that $7.99 or $8.99?
Yeah. So right now, if you bought it, it would be. Oh no, that's not it. Here's the extended. $729 is the regular price for it.
Okay.
And just for the fun of it, here's the thermal for $1,900. Those thermal cameras are pretty expensive. But
right. So if you're an enterprise customer, you can pick up the thermal.
Anyway, mostly I wanted to show this refurbished price at $409.99. So
I mean, and now you may be afraid of refurbs. And Marcus got a refurb, but he got a unit that wasn't up to snuff. But they replaced it for him without much problem, right?
They did. Yeah, no, that was a good experience. So the original one that I had, and probably sharp-eyed people that saw that screen said that I'd purchased it twice. I had, and it. So the first one I had, every once in a while it would just do an inadvertent yaw. I mean, the drone would just go sideways for a second. Never crashed, but it created some issues. So I don't know what the problem was, but what the cool thing about Amazon, sent it back to them, just reordered another one, and the second one I got is perfect. It's awesome.
And just to leave your fears, I purchased mine before Marks did off the same Amazon link refurb, and mine was perfect. So it's just kind of luck of the draw on that. But did you see Gray's comment here about the Zino 2? Just holding it in your hands, beefy is the best way to describe it.
Nice.
Greg, is it? I don't know if you even have these drones, but is it as beefy as a Mavic or even a Fimi X8? So hopefully it gets back to us there.
Yeah.
Or maybe beefier.
Yeah, could be. Well, I can tell you the pictures that I've seen, the close-up pictures, the gimbal looks like a lot more. I mean, the original Zino, I mean, the gimbal is the most fragile-looking thing you've ever seen. And if you look at pictures of the Zino 2, the gimbal looks quite a lot more substantial.
Yeah, that's what I heard too, that it's a much better built gimbal. Well, it's this way from the Mavic 1 to the Mavic 2. The Mavic 2 gimbal is much more sturdy than the Mavic 1 gimbal. The Mavic 1 gimbal seemed to be hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, and I guess I would say the same thing about the Mavic Mini. That little gimbal on that thing is sure feels very fragile, I guess would be a good way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyway, Ron, I'm hoping that tomorrow I'm going to get out and fly. My intention is to get out and fly the Skydio with the Beacon. We're supposed to have decent weather tomorrow. And then like what you're talking about, beyond that, we've got a bunch of rain and bad weather. So tomorrow's my window to actually get out and fly. So I'm hoping to do that. And that's about all I got.
Well, we'll be looking forward to hope you get out, because I want to see some more, gimbal videos, especially gimbal videos of somebody that's actually learning and not like advanced user gimbal videos where you don't, us newbies don't pick up much.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's going to be hit and miss with me that for the first time out for sure.
Well, who knows? You may be the get it right off the bat.
Well, we'll see.
Stephen Hughes waiting on a Zino 2 just because the range here in Ireland, not blessed with FCC range. Oh, Greg says that he doesn't own either of the two drones. We asked him to see if it was as beefy as. So,
well, hey Ron, my wife is calling me for dinner. So
yes, well, we've gone on more than an hour here. So I want to thank everybody for being in the chat here with us tonight. We've had as I always had, good crew in here, a lot of good questions, a lot of great comments. So we didn't have the most news-filled show ever tonight, but we hope we gave out some good information. Marcus, do you have any thoughts on tonight's show?
No, it was a great show, and like you said, thank you everyone for showing up tonight, and happy flying. Let's get out there and fly, and looking forward to those Zino 2 videos from the folks that have them.
It may be a good day to fly tomorrow, Marcus.
It's supposed to be a good day to fly.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully, we get Joshua in here next Monday with that egg drone. That'll be some kind of show. So you don't want to miss that one. So we're going to say goodnight. Marcus has dinner waiting, and everybody get out there and get their flights. Everybody that got the Zino 2 in or going to get in this week, come back next Monday. And after Josh is done talking about the egg drone, we'll talk about the Zino 2 and how your first flights went, or how your unboxings went, and all that stuff or whatever. We'll dive into it. So good night.
Good night, everyone.